The big room was full of angry voices. Creatures from different worlds sat around a huge table, all talking at the same time. Ambassador Zethkar hit his metal stick on the table 3 times. The noise stopped. "We are here again to talk about the Earth problem," he said. His voice was deep and scary. "For 50 years they have said nothing to us. No answers to our messages. No replies to our offers, nothing." The other aliens nodded. They were from many different planets. Some had blue skin, others had scales, and some looked like giant bugs. But they all agreed on one thing. Earth was being rude. Captain Jake Morrison sat in his chair high above Earth. His space station was called Sentinel. It was one of many stations floating around Earth, but the aliens could not see them. Special technology made them invisible. Jake looked at his screens. Another alien ship was coming toward Earth. It was big and silver with weapons all over it. Jake pressed a button and spoke into his microphone. "Control, this is Sentinel. We have another visitor." A woman's voice came back through his headphones. "We see it, Jake. Just watch and record like always." Jake had been doing this job for 12 years. Every few days, alien ships would come close to Earth. They would fly around, point their sensors at the planet, and then leave. They never found the hidden stations. They never found the secret weapons. They thought Earth was weak and stupid. Down. On Earth, Director Lisa Harper sat in her office deep underground. The office was in Colorado, built inside a mountain where no one could find it. Lisa looked at reports from all over the world. Her people were watching the aliens every day. "Ma'am," said her assistant, walking into the room. "The council meeting is starting on the alien ship. Do you want to watch?" "Yes," Lisa said. "Put it on the big screen." The screen showed the alien meeting room. Lisa could understand their words because her computers could translate any language. She listened as they talked about Earth. "The humans are too primitive to understand our messages," said one alien with 4 arms. "Maybe we should just take their planet." "We tried to scan their world many times," said another alien that looked like a giant cat. "Our sensors show they have old technology. Rockets that use fire. Computers that are very slow. They are not dangerous." Lisa smiled. The aliens were wrong about everything. Their sensors only saw what Earth wanted them to see. Hidden machines created fake signals that made Earth look primitive. The real technology was much more advanced than anything the aliens had. Dr. Alex Chen worked in a secret lab far from any city. On his table were pieces of alien machines. He had been studying them for years, ever since Earth ships had captured alien scouts. The aliens never knew their ships were missing because Earth's technology could make perfect copies. Alex looked through his microscope at an alien computer chip. It was big and clunky compared to human technology. The aliens made things that worked, but they never tried to make them better. They were happy with old ideas. "Dr. Chen," said his assistant, a young woman named Betty. "The test results are ready." Alex looked at the papers Betty gave him. The alien weapons were powerful, but they all worked the same way. They shot hot energy at targets. Earth's shields could stop that kind of attack easily. "These aliens have not learned anything new in hundreds of years," Alex told Betty. "They just make bigger versions of the same old weapons." Back in the alien meeting room, the creatures were getting more angry. Ambassador Zethkar stood up and spread his wings. "We have been patient too long," he said. "Earth must join our galactic community. If they will not talk to us, we will make them listen." "How?" asked the cat-like alien. "We will send our warships," Zethkar said. "We will park them around their planet. Then they will have to talk to us." The other aliens made happy noises. They liked this idea. They would show Earth how powerful they were. Then the humans would be scared and do what they were told. On his space station, Jake Morrison heard every word through his spy equipment. He pressed another button to call Director Harper. "Ma'am, they're planning to send warships," he said. "How many?" Lisa asked. "It sounds like a lot. Ships from 12 different alien races." "Good," Lisa said. This surprised Jake. "Tell all stations to get ready. It's almost time." Jake did not understand why Lisa was happy about alien warships coming to Earth. But he followed his orders. He sent messages to all the other hidden stations around Earth. There were 1,000 of them, all invisible to alien sensors. Dr. Chen got a message too. He was told to prepare his special weapons. These weapons did not shoot energy like alien guns. They did something much stranger. They could change the rules of how things worked in space. The aliens in their meeting room made their final decision. They would gather the largest fleet in galactic history. Earth would see their ships and be so scared that they would surrender immediately. What the aliens did not know was that Earth had been waiting for this moment for 50 years. While they had meetings and made speeches, humans had been building weapons that could do impossible things. The silent planet was about to teach the galaxy a lesson it would never forget. Captain Morrison looked out his window at the beautiful, blue Earth below. Soon, alien ships would fill the space around his home. They thought they were coming to conquer a weak world. They had no idea that Earth had been ready for war since the day the first alien ship had been spotted. The trap was set. Earth had skipped every meeting because humans knew that words would never change anything. Sometimes the only way to get respect was to show strength. And Earth was about to show the galaxy just how strong humans could be. In her underground office, Director Harper looked at her screen showing all 1,000 hidden stations. Each one was armed with weapons that aliens could not imagine. The time for hiding was almost over. Soon the whole galaxy would know that Earth was not weak or primitive. Earth was the most dangerous planet in the universe, and it had been planning this moment for decades. Lieutenant Colonel Ben Davis stared at his computer screen in shock. The numbers kept growing. 50 alien ships, 100, 500. Now over 3,000 enemy vessels were gathering at the edge of Earth's solar system. "Sir," said his communications officer, a young man named Tony. "We're getting reports from all our spy satellites. The aliens have brought everything they have." Ben nodded. His space station, Echo 7, was one of the hidden watchers around Earth. For weeks, he had been watching alien ships arrive from across the galaxy. They came from 12 different alien races, all working together for the first time in galactic history. The alien fleet was huge. Their biggest ship was called Supremacy, and it was 5 miles long. It had enough weapons to destroy a small moon. Behind it came hundreds of battle cruisers, destroyers, and support ships. The aliens were sure that such a big fleet would scare Earth into giving up. Admiral Kate Sullivan sat in her command chair on the bridge of her ship, the EDS Defiance. Her ship was hidden in the asteroid belt, invisible to alien sensors, just like all Earth's military vessels. Kate looked at the tactical display showing the alien fleet. "They're using Formation 7, she told her crew. "Big ships in front, smaller ones behind. It's the same attack pattern they've used to conquer every other planet." Her weapons officer, Commander Gary Price, shook his head. "Don't they ever try anything new?" "No," Kate said. "That's why they're going to lose." Kate had been studying alien military tactics for 20 years. Every race in the galaxy used the same basic strategies. They relied on having bigger ships and more powerful weapons than their enemies. They never expected to fight someone who could change the rules of physics itself. On Earth, President Nathan Ford walked into a secret meeting room buried deep under the White House. The room was full of the most important people in Earth's government, but most of the world did not even know these people existed. They were the Global Defense Council, and they had been preparing for this war for decades. "The aliens have given us an ultimatum," President Ford told the group. "Surrender in 24 hours or they will attack." General Robert Hayes, head of Earth's military, stood up. "Our defense platforms are ready, Mr. President. All 1,000 of them are fully charged and waiting." "What about the new weapons?" asked Dr. Maria Santos, Earth's top scientist. "Ready to deploy," said General Hayes. "The aliens have no idea what's coming." Dr. Santos had spent her whole life working on Earth's secret defense project. While aliens used normal energy weapons, she had discovered how to make weapons that could bend space and time. Her gravity manipulators could crush a spaceship like a tin can or make it disappear completely. The alien ultimatum came as expected. Admiral Vextor, commander of the combined alien fleet, sent a message to Earth using every communication frequency they knew. People of Earth, the message said, you have ignored the galactic community for too long. You will surrender now and join our civilization peacefully, or we will use force to bring you into compliance. You have one day to decide. Earth's response was the same as always. Complete silence. But in space around Earth, things were far from silent. 1,000 hidden platforms began powering up weapons that had never been used in battle. Each platform was the size of a large building, packed with technology that most aliens would think was impossible. Captain Amy Foster stood on the bridge of Defense Platform Gamma 5. Her platform was positioned between Earth and the Moon, ready to defend humanity's home. Amy had trained for this moment for 10 years, but she still felt nervous. "Ma'am," said her sensor operator, Lieutenant Steve Mills. "The alien fleet is moving. They'll reach the outer edge of our defensive zone in 6 hours." "Good," Amy said. "Signal all platforms. Operation Thunderbolt is now active." Operation Thunderbolt was Earth's plan to reveal their true strength to the galaxy. For 50 years, humanity had pretended to be weak while secretly building the most powerful military force in the universe. Now it was time to show the aliens their mistake. Dr. Chen worked frantically in his laboratory, making final adjustments to the quantum field generators. These devices would power the most devastating weapons Earth had ever built. Unlike alien weapons that shot energy beams, Earth's weapons could manipulate the basic forces that held the universe together. "The gravitational wave projectors are online," Dr. Chen reported to his team. "We can create artificial black holes, bend space-time, or compress matter into neutron star density. The aliens won't know what hit them." His assistant Betty looked worried. "Are you sure this will work? We've only tested these weapons on small targets." "It will work," Dr. Chen said confidently. "The physics are sound. And besides, we won't get another chance like this." Admiral Sullivan received a coded message from Earth Command. The alien fleet had crossed the halfway point to Earth. It was time for the final preparations. She gave orders to her ship's crew. "Battle stations. Charge all weapons. Prepare for quantum jump to attack position." Her ship, like all Earth's military vessels, could move instantly from one place to another, using technology the aliens had never seen. While they were limited to slow, faster-than-light travel, Earth ships could appear anywhere in the galaxy in seconds. The alien fleet continued its approach, confident in their overwhelming numbers. Admiral Vextor looked at his displays showing Earth in the distance. The small blue planet looked helpless and alone with no visible defenses. "Sir," said his tactical officer, "our sensors still show no military installations around Earth. No defense satellites, no weapon platforms, nothing." "Excellent," Admiral Vextor said. "The humans are even more primitive than we thought. This will be over quickly." But Admiral Vextor was wrong. Earth's defenses were there, hidden by technology so advanced that alien sensors could not detect them. 1,000 platforms waited in the darkness of space, their weapons charged and ready. Each platform had enough firepower to destroy an entire alien fleet. The clock was counting down. In less than 6 hours, the alien fleet would learn that Earth was not helpless. They would discover that humanity had been preparing for this war since the first alien probe had visited their system, decades ago. The silent planet was about to break its silence in the most dramatic way possible. Commander Rick Hayes watched his screens as the alien fleet entered Earth's solar system. The enemy ships moved in perfect formation, just like they had done when conquering 100 other worlds. Their flagship, the massive dreadnought Supremacy, led the way with its weapons already charging. "Sir," said his communications officer, Lieutenant Pete Wilson, "all platforms are reporting ready status. We're waiting for your command." Rick nodded. His platform, Delta 1, was positioned directly in the path of the alien fleet. Soon he would give the order that would change galactic history forever. But first, Earth wanted to send a message. On the alien flagship, Admiral Vextor stood confidently on his bridge. His sensors showed empty space ahead, with only the small blue planet of Earth in the distance. No defenses, no weapons, nothing to stop his mighty fleet. "Open a channel to the human planet," he ordered. "Let's give them one last chance to surrender." But Before his communications officer could respond, something impossible happened. A massive space station suddenly appeared directly in front of the alien fleet. It had not been there a second before, but now it blocked their path like a mountain floating in space. "What is that?" Admiral Vextor shouted. "Where did it come from?" His science officer, a creature with 6 eyes, stared at his instruments, in confusion. "Sir, our sensors show nothing. According to our equipment, there's nothing there." "I can see it with my own eyes," the Admiral yelled. "It's right in front of us." Platform Alpha 1 had just decloaked, revealing itself for the first time in 50 years. The massive structure was 2 miles long and covered with weapons that no alien had ever seen before. Commander Susan Ford stood on its bridge, her finger hovering over the firing control. "This is Alpha 1 to all platforms," she said into her communicator. "Prepare for demonstration, target the lead cruiser." The alien battlecruiser Starcrusher was 1 kilometer long and protected by energy shields that could stop nuclear weapons. It had conquered dozens of worlds and was considered unsinkable by its crew. That was about to change. Commander Ford pressed the firing button. A beam of invisible energy shot from Alpha 1 toward the alien ship. But this was not an energy weapon like the aliens used. This beam could change the laws of physics themselves. The Starcrusher began to collapse. Its metal hull crumpled like paper as artificial gravity crushed the ship from all sides. In 10 seconds, the massive cruiser was compressed into a ball of super-dense matter only 30 feet across. 5,000 alien crew members were gone in an instant. The alien fleet stopped moving. On 100 bridges, alien captains stared in shock at what had just happened. Their most advanced sensors could not explain what they had seen. The human weapon had ignored their shields completely. Admiral Vextor felt fear for the first time in his long military career. "All ships, emergency scan, find their weapon platforms." His sensor officer worked frantically at his controls. "Sir, I'm detecting massive energy signatures all around us. There are hundreds of them, maybe thousands." One by one, Earth's defense platforms began to decloak. They appeared in every direction, surrounding the alien fleet like a cage. Each platform was bristling with weapons that defied everything the aliens knew about technology. Captain Amy Foster spoke from Platform Gamma 5. "This is Earth Defense Command. You have entered our territory without permission. You will leave, now or be destroyed." Admiral Vextor tried to maintain his authority. "I am Admiral Vextor of the Combined Galactic Fleet. We are here to bring Earth into galactic civilization. Surrender now, and we will not harm your people." Amy Foster smiled grimly. "You misunderstood the situation, Admiral. We're not surrendering. We're giving you a chance to leave alive." The alien admiral was furious. No primitive planet had ever spoken to him this way. "All ships open fire. Destroy these human installations." 300 alien warships fired at once. Beams of superheated plasma shot toward the Earth platforms, carrying enough energy to melt a small asteroid. The aliens were sure that such massive firepower would destroy the human defenses. They were wrong. The energy beams hit the Earth platforms and simply disappeared. The weapons that could destroy cities had no effect at all. Earth's shields did not block the energy, they absorbed it and sent it into another dimension where it could do no harm. "Impossible," Admiral Vextor gasped. "Nothing can absorb that much energy." Commander Foster's voice came over the communication channel again. "Your weapons are based on old science, Admiral. We use new science. Let me show you the difference." Platform Beta 7 fired its main weapon at 3 alien destroyers. But instead of crushing them with gravity, this weapon created something even more terrifying. A tiny black hole appeared in the middle of the alien formation. The 3 destroyers were sucked into the black hole and vanished completely. Then the black hole closed, leaving empty space where the ships had been. 15,000 alien crew members had been erased from existence. Panic spread through the alien fleet. Ship captains began sending desperate messages to their commanders. Some wanted to retreat immediately. Others demanded reinforcements. But Admiral Vextor knew the truth. No reinforcements could help them now. General Hayes watched the battle from Earth Command. "Signal all platforms. Begin full demonstration. Show them what we can really do." Across the solar system, Earth's weapons began firing. But these were not attacks meant to destroy the alien fleet. They were demonstrations of power meant to terrify them. Platforms created miniature suns that burned for 30 seconds before disappearing. Others opened portals in space-time that led to distant galaxies. One platform fired a beam that aged an alien cruiser by 1,000 years in 10 seconds. The ship crumbled to dust as its metal became ancient and brittle. Another platform fired a weapon that reversed time around an enemy destroyer, causing it to fly backward into its own formation. Dr. Santos watched from her laboratory as her weapons performed perfectly. The consciousness field generators are working exactly as planned, she told her team. We're not just bending the laws of physics, we're rewriting them completely. Admiral Sullivan's ship, the EDS Defiance, appeared in the middle of the alien fleet without warning. One moment there was empty space, the next moment a human warship was there, its weapons aimed at the alien flagship. This is Admiral Sullivan, of the Earth Defense Force, she announced. Your fleet is surrounded and outgunned. You have 10 minutes to begin retreat, or we will destroy every ship in your formation. Admiral Vextor looked around at his fleet. Half his ships were already trying to run away, but they found their faster-than-light drives would not work. Earth's technology was jamming their escape systems. How are you doing this? He asked desperately. What kind of weapons are these? Admiral Sullivan's image appeared on his bridge view screen. She was a small human woman with gray hair, but her eyes held the confidence of someone who held absolute power. We've been watching your civilizations for 50 years, she said. We've studied your technology, your military tactics, your weaknesses. You never learned anything new because conquest was easy. That made you weak. The demonstration continued for another hour. Earth's platforms displayed weapons that could manipulate time, space, matter, and energy in ways that alien science said were impossible. They created weapons that existed in multiple dimensions at once. They fired beams that could change the basic structure of atoms. Finally, Admiral Vextor admitted defeat. We surrender, he broadcast to all Earth platforms. Please let us leave in peace. But Admiral Sullivan had one more surprise for the alien fleet. You can leave, she said. But first, you're going to deliver a message to your Galactic Council. Tell them that Earth is no longer hiding. We're ready to take our place in the galaxy and we're not asking for permission. President Nathan Ford stood in front of the camera in his secret command center. For 50 years, Earth had been silent. Today, he would speak to every living being in the galaxy at the same time. His message would reach billions of worlds instantly, using technology that made alien communications look like smoke signals. People of the galaxy, President Ford began. This is Nathan Ford, President of Earth. For decades you have wondered why our world remained silent while your councils debated our fate. Today, you will understand. The message was being broadcast through a network of hidden transmitters that Earth had placed throughout the galaxy over the past 30 years. Every alien homeworld, every space station, every ship would receive the signal whether they wanted to or not. General Paul Clark sat in the war room deep beneath Mount Weather. Screens around him showed the positions of alien fleets throughout the galaxy. After seeing Earth's demonstration of power, most alien ships were retreating to their home systems as fast as possible, but some were still trying to organize resistance. Sir, said his intelligence officer, Major Linda Scott, we're detecting fleet movements in the hegemony sector. They're massing ships for a counterattack. Let them come, General Clark said, calmly. It's time they learned the truth about human technology. On her space platform, Dr. Jennifer Cole was making final preparations for the next phase of Earth's plan. She was the head of Earth's Theoretical Physics Division, and her discoveries had made Earth's incredible weapons possible. Now she was ready to share the secret with the galaxy. The key to understanding human technology, Dr. Cole explained to her research team, is consciousness itself. While aliens treat consciousness as just a side effect of brain chemistry, we discovered it's actually a fundamental force of the universe. Her assistant, Dr. Mike Turner, looked confused. But how does that let us change the laws of physics? Because consciousness is what creates the laws of physics in the first place, Dr. Cole replied. When enough conscious minds focus on changing reality, reality changes. Our platforms use artificial consciousness amplifiers to make this effect millions of times stronger. This was why Earth's weapons seemed to work by magic. They were not using advanced engineering to build better guns. They were using the power of focused thought to rewrite the basic rules of how the universe worked. Aliens had never discovered this because they had never studied consciousness deeply enough. Admiral Kate Sullivan was aboard her ship, the EDS Retribution, preparing for the most important mission of her career. Her ship was not just hidden from alien sensors, it existed partially outside normal spacetime. This allowed it to be in multiple places at once, something that should have been impossible. Navigation, she ordered. Plot courses to the 12 alien homeworlds. We're going to pay them all a visit simultaneously. Her navigation officer, Commander Joe Martinez, looked at his instruments in amazement. Ma'am, the quantum displacement drive is showing we can maintain existence at all 12 locations. The aliens are going to think we have 12 ships. That's the idea. Admiral Sullivan smiled. They need to understand that Earth's reach extends far beyond our solar system. President Ford continued his broadcast to the galaxy. We have watched your civilizations for decades. We have seen empires that enslave entire species. We have seen councils that make decisions based on fear and greed. We have seen technologies that could solve every problem in the galaxy, but are used only for conquest. On the alien homeworld of Vorthos, Ambassador Zethkar watched the human president's message with growing alarm. Around him, the emergency council was in chaos. Reports were coming in from across the galaxy about impossible human technology. The humans somehow jammed our faster-than-light communications during their attack, reported the military commander. Our ships could not call for help or coordinate their retreat. How is that possible? Zethkar demanded. Our hyperspace networks have worked for thousands of years. The humans are not using hyperspace, the science advisor explained nervously. They're using something else, something we don't understand. Meanwhile, the EDS Retribution was approaching its targets. Admiral Sullivan's ship began the process of quantum multiplication, creating copies of itself that existed in different locations simultaneously. To alien sensors, it would look like Earth had sent 12 identical ships, one to each major alien world. All positions achieved, reported Commander Martinez. We are now in orbit around 12 different planets at the same time. Excellent, Admiral Sullivan said. Open channels to all alien governments simultaneously. Across the galaxy, alien leaders received the same message at exactly the same moment. A human warship had appeared in orbit around their homeworld, and there was nothing their defenses could do to stop it. This is Admiral Sullivan of the Earth Defense Force, the message began. As you can see, Earth's reach extends far beyond our home system. We can appear anywhere in the galaxy instantly. Your weapons cannot hurt us. Your shields cannot stop us. On the water world of Aquanis, the fish-like Kelvani leaders huddled in their underwater cities as the human ship hung in their sky like a dark moon. They had been slaves to the hegemony for 300 years, forced to provide resources for alien wars. The humans are offering us weapons to fight for our freedom, reported the Kelvani resistance leader, a brave individual named Reef Singer. They say they will help any species that chooses independence over slavery. Similar messages were being received on dozens of worlds where enslaved species had given up hope of freedom. Earth was not just demonstrating military power. They were offering liberation to anyone brave enough to fight for it. Dr. Cole activated her special laboratory equipment, sending detailed plans for consciousness-based technology to selected alien species. The Ashti, who had been enslaved by the Vorthan Empire, received instructions for building freedom fighters. The Kelvani got blueprints for weapons that could destroy their oppressors' underwater cities. Dr. Cole asked her assistant, "Are you sure it's safe to give this technology to aliens?" "Only to the right aliens," she replied. "Our psychological profiles show which species can be trusted with this power. The others will never receive it." President Ford reached the climax of his speech. The Galactic Council is dissolved, effective immediately. Any government that continues to practice slavery or conquest will face the full power of Earth's military. Those who choose cooperation and freedom will receive technology that can end hunger, disease, and war forever. The message ended, but its effects were just beginning. On 100 worlds, enslaved species rose up against their oppressors, armed with human weapons that made resistance possible for the first time in centuries. The galaxy's old empires found themselves fighting wars they could not win, against enemies they had thought were powerless. General Clark watched the reports flowing into his command center. The hegemony is under attack on 15 worlds. The Fourth Empire is dealing with rebellions in 3 sectors. The old order is collapsing faster than we expected. What about their military response? Asked Major Scott. 12 alien fleets are approaching Earth, General Clark replied. They'll be here in 6 hours. Apparently, they didn't learn their lesson the first time. Admiral Sullivan prepared for the next phase of the operation. Her ship could exist in multiple locations, but it could also move instantly between points in space-time. She was about to show the galaxy that Earth's technology had no limits. All stations, she announced, prepare for Operation Galaxy Storm. It's time to finish this war once and for all. The revelation was complete. Earth was no longer the silent planet hiding in the corner of the galaxy. Humanity had revealed itself as the most advanced civilization in the universe, armed with technology that turned alien science fiction into everyday reality. The galaxy would never be the same. Commander Rick Morrison stood in the newly built council chamber on Earth's moon. Where once alien empires had made decisions for the galaxy, now representatives from hundreds of free worlds gathered to discuss cooperation instead of conquest. The old Galactic Council had lasted 3,000 years. Earth had ended it in 3 days. The Kelvani delegation has a proposal, announced the session moderator, a human diplomat named Karen White. They want to share their water purification technology with the desert worlds of the Seraph system. Rick smiled as he watched former slaves offering help to other species. 6 months ago, the Kelvani had been forced to provide resources to alien empires. Now they were free to use their knowledge to help others. This was exactly what Earth had hoped to achieve. Dr. Maria Santos worked in her expanded laboratory in New Geneva, surrounded by scientists from 20 different alien species. Together, they were developing new applications for consciousness-based technology that would have been impossible under the old system of galactic empires. The Ashti have made an incredible breakthrough, Dr. Santos told her human colleagues. They've learned to use consciousness fields to repair damaged ecosystems. Their poisoned homeworld is already showing signs of recovery. Her research partner, Dr. Alan Cooper, looked amazed at the data. They fixed 300 years of environmental damage in just 2 months. At this rate, their world will be completely healed within a year. This was the power of cooperation that Earth had always believed was possible. When species worked together instead of fighting, they could accomplish miracles. The galaxy was finally reaching its true potential. President Ford addressed the new Galactic Assembly from his office on Earth. Representatives from 600 different worlds listened as he outlined humanity's vision for the future. There would be no more empires, no more slave worlds, no more conquest. Every species that chooses peace will receive access to consciousness technology, President Ford explained. We can eliminate hunger, cure diseases, and even extend life, span indefinitely. But this technology comes with responsibility. Any world that uses it for conquest or oppression will lose access immediately. The response was overwhelmingly positive. Species that had been enemies for centuries were now working together on projects that benefited everyone. The galaxy was learning that cooperation was more powerful than competition. Admiral Kate Sullivan, now promoted to Supreme Commander of the Solar Defense Fleet, watched from her flagship as the last Imperial warships were escorted to decommissioning facilities. The mighty dreadnoughts that had once terrorized entire star systems were being converted into peaceful exploration vessels. "Ma'am," reported her operations officer, Commander Dave Richardson. "The former Hegemony fleet has officially surrendered their weapons. They're requesting permission to join the new Galactic Exploration Service." "Granted," Admiral Sullivan replied. "Assign them to the Outer Rim Survey mission. It's time they learned what it's like to discover new worlds instead of conquering them." The transformation was remarkable. Aliens who had spent their entire careers as soldiers were becoming explorers, scientists, and teachers. Earth's technology had made war obsolete, but it had also made peace more rewarding than conflict had ever been. Dr. Jennifer Cole stood in her observatory, watching ships from dozens of different species working together to build a massive research station. The project would study the fundamental nature of consciousness itself, hoping to unlock even greater technologies for the benefit of all. The theoretical implications are staggering, Dr. Cole explained to a group of visiting alien scientists. If consciousness truly creates reality, then sufficient focused thought could allow us to travel to other dimensions, create new forms of matter, or even communicate with parallel universes. One of the alien visitors, a crystalline being from the Sector 7 worlds, asked a question that made everyone think. Could this technology allow us to contact other galaxies? To find out if there are more civilizations like Earth out there? Dr. Cole smiled mysteriously. That's exactly what we're going to find out. Deep in space, Captain Amy Foster commanded one of Earth's newest vessels, the EDS Pioneer. Her ship was equipped with the latest consciousness drive technology, allowing it to travel not just between stars, but between galaxies. Earth's mission was expanding beyond the Milky Way. Navigation, set course for the Andromeda Galaxy, Captain Foster ordered. Long-range sensors are detecting signs of advanced civilizations. They might need our help too. Her crew was excited about the mission. They would be the first humans to visit another galaxy, carrying Earth's message of freedom and cooperation to completely unknown worlds. If they found empires like the ones that had once ruled their own galaxy, they would offer the same choice: cooperate or face the consequences. Commander Morrison received a priority message from Earth Command. New threats had been detected in distant sectors of the galaxy, threats that the old empires had been too weak to handle. Ancient machines left behind by extinct civilizations were awakening, and some were hostile to all organic life. "Sir," reported his sensor operator, Lieutenant Carol Hughes, "we're detecting massive energy signatures from the galactic core. Something is coming this way, and it's big." "How big?" Morrison asked. "Bigger than anything we've ever seen. It's not a ship, it's more like a moving planet." This was the kind of challenge that Earth's technology had been designed to handle. Where alien empires would have fled in terror, humanity would stand and fight to protect the galaxy they had helped to liberate. Back on Earth, President Ford made preparations for humanity's next phase of expansion. The home planet was no longer hiding behind its defense platforms. Earth was ready to take its place as the leader of galactic civilization, but with great power came great responsibility. "We've given the galaxy the tools for peace," President Ford told his cabinet. "Now we have to make sure those tools are used wisely. There will always be species that choose war over cooperation. When that happens, we'll be ready." The 1,000 defense platforms still orbited Earth, but now they were just one part of a vast network that extended throughout the galaxy. Human technology protected hundreds of worlds, ensuring that freedom would never again be threatened by conquest. Dr. Santos made her final report on the Consciousness Project. "We've successfully integrated human technology with the natural abilities of 47 different alien species. Each combination has produced unique capabilities that benefit the entire galactic community. The results were beyond anything Earth's founders had imagined. Telepathic species had learned to enhance their mental abilities with consciousness amplifiers. Energy-based life forms had developed new ways to interact with physical matter. Even mechanical species had found ways to incorporate consciousness into their artificial minds." Admiral Sullivan stood on the observation deck of the lunar space station, looking out at a galaxy transformed. Ships from hundreds of different worlds traveled freely between stars, their crews working on projects that would have been impossible under the old system of empires and slavery. "Ma'am," said her aide, Captain Brian Lewis. "The Deep Space Monitoring stations are reporting something interesting. We're detecting signals from outside our galaxy. Someone else is trying to communicate with us." Admiral Sullivan felt a familiar excitement. Earth had liberated one galaxy, but the universe was vast beyond imagination. There might be billions of other civilizations out there, some free and some enslaved, some peaceful and some warlike. Send a message to Earth Command, she ordered. Tell them to prepare the next generation of exploration vessels. Our work here is just the beginning. The final scene took place on Platform Alpha 1, where Captain Susan Ford looked out at the transformed galaxy. The space around Earth was no longer empty. It was filled with ships from every corner of the galactic community, all working together on projects that would have been impossible under the old system. Children from dozens of different species played, together in the station's recreation areas. Growing up in a galaxy where war was a thing of the past, they would inherit a universe where cooperation had replaced conquest, where knowledge was shared instead of hoarded, and where every species had the chance to reach its full potential. The platform still watched over Earth, eternal guardians of the planet that had changed everything. But their mission had evolved from defense to protection, extending their reach throughout the galaxy and beyond. Earth had skipped every meeting because humanity knew that true change required action, not words. And in the depths of space, new Earth vessels continued their mission, carrying humanity's gift to distant stars and unknown galaxies. The silent planet had found its voice, and that voice was bringing freedom to the entire universe.